You'd probably think I'm selling you something. I'm not. What I'm about to show you isn't a diet at all. It's 7 specific changes that target the real reasons your stomach looks and feels bloated, swollen, or puffy, which, for most people, has almost nothing to do with body fat in the first place. Most people chasing a flat stomach are fighting the wrong battle entirely. They're trying to starve away fat when the actual problem sitting between them and a flatter tummy is bloating, water retention, poor digestion, and stress. None of which a restrictive diet actually fixes. Stay with me because method number 4 on this list is the one that surprises almost everyone, and it has nothing to do with food at all. Hey, welcome back. If you've tried diet after diet and either didn't see your stomach change much or saw your weight drop but your stomach still looked puffy and uncomfortable, this video is for you. Today, I'm not giving you a meal plan, a calorie target, or a list of foods to cut out. I'm giving you 7 real, sustainable methods that work with your body instead of punishing it, and that target the actual root causes of a bloated, swollen-looking midsection. Let's start by talking about why dieting alone so often fails at this specific goal, because understanding that is what makes the rest of this video click. Why dieting alone doesn't fix a bloated stomach. Here's something most people don't realize. A flat stomach and a low body fat percentage are not the same thing. You can lose weight on a strict diet and still look puffy and bloated, because a huge amount of that visible stomach pooch isn't fat at all. It's water retention, trapped gas, digestive inflammation, and poor posture compressing your midsection. Traditional dieting, especially aggressive calorie restriction, can actually make some of these underlying issues worse. Crash diets often increase stress hormone levels, disrupt digestion, and in some cases lead to constipation or irregular digestion from sudden changes in fiber and food intake, all of which contribute directly to that bloated look people are desperately trying to diet away. This is exactly why so many people feel like they're doing everything right and still don't see the flat stomach they're working toward. They're targeting fat loss when the actual visible problem in front of them is bloating and inflammation. The 7 methods in this video work because they target those real underlying causes directly instead of relying on restriction. Method 1. Fix your posture first. This sounds too simple to matter, but it's genuinely one of the fastest visible changes you can make, and it costs nothing. When you slouch, your abdominal organs compress downward and forward, pushing your stomach outward and making it look noticeably larger than it actually is, even at a completely normal weight. Sitting or standing with rounded shoulders and a forward head position also weakens your ability to engage your core naturally throughout the day. Try this right now. Sit or stand tall, pull your shoulders back slightly, and gently draw your belly button in toward your spine without fully tensing your stomach, just enough to feel your core lightly engaged. Hold that posture as your new default, especially while sitting at a desk or scrolling on your phone, since those are the positions most people unconsciously collapse into. Within days, simply correcting this habit can visibly change how flat your stomach looks, completely independent of any actual fat loss. Method 2. Drink more water, not less. This feels backwards to a lot of people because the instinct when you're feeling bloated is to drink less water, not more, but that instinct is actually working against you. When your body senses dehydration, it goes into a defensive mode and starts retaining water as a protective response, which directly contributes to that puffy, swollen feeling in your stomach and elsewhere. Staying properly hydrated throughout the day signals to your body that water is consistently available, which reduces this defensive water retention. It also helps your digestive system function properly, since adequate hydration is essential for moving food efficiently through your digestive tract and preventing the kind of constipation that visibly distends your stomach. Aim for steady water intake throughout the day, rather than chugging a huge amount at once, and pay attention to your urine color as a simple gauge. Pale yellow generally means you're well hydrated, while dark yellow is a sign to drink more. Method 3. Identify your personal bloat triggers. Here's something that gets almost no attention. Bloating is highly individual. Certain foods that are perfectly healthy for one person can cause significant bloating in another, depending on their personal digestive sensitivities. Common culprits include carbonated drinks, excess sodium from processed and restaurant food, artificial sweeteners like sorbitol found in sugar-free gum, and some diet products. And for many people, certain raw cruciferous vegetables or beans when eaten in large amounts without the digestive system being used to them. Instead of cutting out entire food groups based on generic advice, spend 1 week paying attention to how your stomach actually feels 2 to 3 hours after specific meals. Note which foods consistently leave you feeling tight, swollen, or uncomfortable, and which ones don't. This isn't about restriction. It's about personalized information that lets you make small, targeted swaps instead of following a generic diet that might not even address your specific triggers. Method 4. Manage your stress. The one nobody talks about. This is the method I mentioned at the start, and it's genuinely one of the most overlooked factors in stomach bloating and stubborn belly fat alike. When you're chronically stressed, your body produces elevated levels of cortisol, and cortisol has a well-documented effect of promoting fat storage specifically around the abdominal area, while also slowing digestion and increasing the likelihood of bloating and digestive discomfort. This creates a frustrating cycle for a lot of people. They're stressed about their stomach not looking the way they want, which raises cortisol, which makes their stomach look and feel worse, which increases stress further. Breaking this cycle doesn't require eliminating stress from your life entirely, which isn't realistic for most people. Instead, even small, consistent stress reduction habits make a measurable difference. A few minutes of slow, deep breathing before meals, a short walk outside during a stressful workday, or simply protecting a few minutes of quiet time daily. These small interventions lower cortisol enough over time to noticeably reduce both the stress-driven fat storage and the digestive bloating tied to chronic stress. Method 5. Prioritize sleep quality, not just quantity. Poor sleep does two things that directly work against a flat stomach. First, it raises cortisol levels the same way chronic stress does, contributing to that same stress-driven abdominal fat storage we just discussed. Second, sleep deprivation disrupts the hormones that regulate hunger and fullness, specifically ghrelin, which increases hunger, and leptin, which signals fullness, which means poor sleep often leads to eating more than your body actually needs the next day, without you consciously realizing why you're hungrier than usual. You don't need to chase a perfect 8 hours every single night to see benefits here. Even modest improvements, going to bed 20 to 30 minutes earlier, reducing screen time right before bed, or keeping a more consistent sleep and wake time, measurably improve sleep quality for most people, which in turn supports both lower cortisol and better natural appetite regulation throughout the day. Method 6. Eat slowly and chew thoroughly. This is one of the simplest changes on this list, and also one of the most underrated. Eating quickly causes you to swallow more air along with your food, which directly contributes to gas and bloating. It also means your brain doesn't get enough time to register fullness signals before you've already overeaten, since it generally takes around 20 minutes for satiety signals to fully catch up to how much you've actually consumed. Slowing down, chewing each bite more thoroughly, putting your fork down between bites, and avoiding eating while distracted by your phone or a screen, reduces swallowed air, improves digestion, and naturally helps you stop eating closer to genuine fullness rather than past it. This single habit alone, with no other changes, has helped many people reduce both bloating and unintentional overeating without any sense of restriction at all. Method 7. Move after meals, not just at the gym. The last method is simple but powerful. A short walk, even just 10 to 15 minutes after eating a meal, significantly aids digestion by stimulating gut motility, essentially helping food move through your digestive system more efficiently, rather than sitting and contributing to that heavy, bloated feeling. This is different from intense exercise, which can actually slow digestion temporarily if done immediately after a large meal. This kind of light, consistent movement throughout your day, sometimes referred to as NEAT or non-exercise activity thermogenesis, also contributes meaningfully to overall calorie expenditure without requiring structured workouts at all. Taking the stairs, walking during phone calls, or simply standing and moving periodically throughout a desk-bound day adds up over time and supports both digestion and a generally leaner midsection, all without a single formal workout. How these 7 methods work together. None of these 7 methods are dramatic on their own, and that's intentional. The real power here comes from stacking them together consistently. Better posture immediately changes how your stomach looks. Proper hydration and identifying your personal bloat triggers reduce water retention and digestive discomfort. Managing stress and improving sleep address the hormonal side of abdominal fat storage, and eating slowly combined with post-meal movement directly improves digestion and reduces bloating at the source. Together, these create a compounding effect that often produces a visibly flatter, more comfortable stomach within 1 to 2 weeks for most people. Not because fat magically disappeared in that time frame, but because the bloating, water retention, and posture issues that were masking your actual progress have been addressed directly. A realistic timeline. What to actually expect. I want to set honest expectations here instead of overpromising. Posture correction can change how your stomach looks within minutes of applying it. Hydration-related bloating often improves within the first few days of consistent water intake. Digestive improvements from slower eating and post-meal walks are often noticeable within the first week. Stress and sleep-related improvements tend to take a bit longer, generally a few weeks of consistency, since hormonal patterns shift more gradually than digestive ones. What this adds up to is a stomach that looks and feels noticeably flatter and more comfortable within roughly 2 weeks for most people who apply all 7 methods consistently. With continued improvement, the longer these habits are maintained as a genuine lifestyle change rather than a short-term experiment. So that's the real secret. It was never about another restrictive diet. It's about fixing the actual causes sitting between you and a flatter stomach. Posture, hydration, personal bloat triggers, stress, sleep, eating speed, and daily movement. None of these require willpower-draining restriction, and all 7 are things you can start applying literally today. If this video gave you a different way of looking at this goal, hit that like button so more people stuck in the diet cycle can find this. Subscribe if you want more videos that cut through diet culture and focus on what actually works, and let me know in the comments which one of these 7 methods you're starting with today. I want to hear which one resonates the most. See you in the next video.